Saying today we'll be having a look at Thorstarter. So what is Thorstarter and what is X-Rune? So to make it simple, Thorstarter is a decentralized launchpad that creates and brings cross-chain liquidity to long-tail crypto assets. So the project transformed the way that new crypto projects source liquidity by providing a launchpad that brings cross-chain liquidity to ensure that the funds are fairly raised. It does this through issuing liquidity grants to early stage projects, and it helps them launch via initial DEX offering IDOs. So this is good for new projects for a few reasons. For one, users. Holders, traders, and supporters of the project can access liquidity from other blockchains without using synthetic or wrap assets. They get a sizable upgrade grant and investment from Thorstarter. They get the support of both Thorchain and Thorstarter community and marketing arm. So this makes X-Rune grants even more attractive, and since its demand will grow alongside the growth of Thorstarter. It's a launchpad that plays an important role to allow broader adoption and building early communities. So Launchpad token work as a access token to allow users to access new projects. So the structure of this access depends on each specific launchpad, with some requiring large amounts of locked tokens relative to allocation. So the build of Thorstarter was actually important in two design principles, and they did this in mind. First, flexible design. Now that's important in itself. Projects can use a combination of methods to divvy up allocations to groups of users. Second, Thorstarter grants. X-Rune is always paired with another assets to allow cross-chain swapping using native Rune and X-Rune on Thorchain. This is similar to Uniswap grants for new promising projects. Now, projects selected by Thorstarter approval will need to go through a grant process, which is governed by a community of DAO and signed off on by a 9-member multi-sig. These 9 members will together form a council named the Council of Asgard, and that in itself sounds amazing. But I think the most important thing is where Thorstarter is at the moment. So this is important because Thorstarter allows users to efficiently and safely swap long-tail crypto assets. Now, that's important to remember. So Thorstarter will act as a IDO platform for new projects, providing them with deep liquidity rights from the start. Alternatively, Thorstarter will enable existing projects to reach investors and participants across multiple blockchains by creating a liquidity pool for their token paired with X-Rune. Now, Thorstarter complements the Thorchain ecosystem and benefits from its liquidity and capabilities, while also extending its utility. So that's important to remember right there, guys. Very important. So now that we've understood what Thorstarter is, it's time to talk about the Thorstarter strategic sale and how to participate. I won't be going through everything because it gets into some detailed information such as how to participate. And this video is not about how to participate, because if you want to know how to participate, you can actually just follow the instructions in this article. Now, I must state as well, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is not financial advice. This video is just for educational purposes and entertainment. But to make everything transparent, this is important to understand that the Thorstarter strategic sale will take place on July the 2nd. But that's actually really good because this tells us that after the 2nd of July, Thorstarter will actually be listed on an exchange, most notably SushiSwap. And SushiSwap is actually a really popular exchange for many people who invest in cryptocurrencies or buy cryptocurrency. So the strategic sell round price will be 0.01 USD. That's incredibly cheap. Remember now, the sale round will be 0.01 US dollar per coin. So total emission for a strategic sell is 75 million. That's incredible. So the date of the official strategic sale will be 2nd of June, 2nd of July, 1400 UTC. So this is actually some big news for a lot of people who might follow Thorchain or Thorstarter. This gives you a chance to buy in the private sale, or this gives you a chance to buy when it hits SushiSwap. So I got some more information on Thorstarter launch date, and this is huge because, like I said, after the 2nd of July, after the private sale is ended, this cryptocurrency will be listed on SushiSwap, and that's a big deal. So here's what's important to understand. Why would anyone want to hold XRune? So the community members will need to hold XRune to be eligible to participate in IDO funding campaigns. The XRune token will also be a reward token for being an active member of the community. So further information about XRune's utility for IDO participation and governance will be shared in a subsequent post, as will a guide to XRune liquidity mining program. So what's unique about the situation? Well, Thorstarter has actually structured its own funding in a way that maximizes community engagement and ensures that the funding process is fair, transparent, and open to all. This is huge, and this is really good to hear, because this gives you a lot of confidence. It gives me a lot of confidence, and it gives me a lot of hope. Now, to get to even more exciting things is the token utility and the governance model. So Thorstarter, XRune governance model, and token utility. So first thing that I'd like to make everyone be aware of, and they're making everyone be aware of in this article, and I'd like to repeat it for everyone who's watching this video. Do not attempt to buy XRune before an official announcement is made on our channels. The only website associated with Thorstarter is thorstarter.org, and that's quite simplistic because you can go straight to that website. That's completely legitimate. So here's some key information that can be very useful. Introducing XRune. So the Thorstarter protocol uses XRune as a settlement currency between new projects, IDOs, and Thorchain's active pools. Thorstarter before an active horizontal layer for Thorchain, leveraging its established network security and unique economic model to build the next generation of Rune ecosystem. So in this paper, they actually describe the components of the Thorstarter protocol as well as the use cases of. So they'll also discuss XRune's role in building the emerging ThorFi ecosystem in tandem with the Thorchain. In this way, they believe that the existing functionalities of XRune can be used to power the next generation of ThorFi. So to finish on some more exciting information, Thorstarter partners with ThorSwap to power the new project on ThorFi. So with the upcoming TGE, Thorstarter is primed to unleash a first-of-its-kind platform in Thorchain ecosystem. Thorstarter will act as initial DEX offering, IDO platform, and liquidity relayer for new projects, providing them with deep liquidity rights from the start. Thorstarter also provides users the ability to efficiently and safely swap long-tail crypto assets and allow any smart contracts enabled blockchain to access liquidity from any other EVM compatible chain. Now, as both a launchpad and liquidity relayer, Thorstarter look to help guide and develop a upcoming project in Thorchain's ecosystem. So Thorstarter will use its own token, XRune, as a settlement currency between new projects, IDOs, and Thorchain's active pool. Rune Pool in Thorchain acts as a liquidity relayer between short tail and long tail assets. So to make it simple and simplistic, to provide liquidity for projects in an efficient and frictionless way, Thorstarter has partnered with ThorSwap, the #1 multi-chain DEX interface on top of Thorchain. So ThorSwap enable users to swap layer 1 native assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Litecoin, and the list goes on. And this is quite interesting. So ThorSwap is currently the most trusted application for short tail cross-chain swap, featuring security first implementation, best in class 24/7 customer support. So thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video on Thorstarter. It's a fascinating video. I hope I can get some more information on Thorstarter so I can make more videos for the future. Subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment if you want to. Let me know. Have you heard of Thorstarter before? And would you like to get some more information on Thorstarter? Also, you can follow us on Twitter as well, because we're live on Twitter. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.